The evening air grew cold and still. Another day had come and gone, yet somehow I kept holding on. The road was long, the road was rough. There were times I felt I'd had enough. But deep inside where shadows lie, a stubborn spark refused to die. The world can test the strongest soul, try to wear it down and take control. But there's a light I carry through, no matter what I'm going through. Keep the fire burning bright through the darkness of the night. When the winds begin to rise, don't let them steal your inner light. Keep the fire, hold it close when you need it the most. Every dream worth fighting for starts with keeping the fire warm. I've seen hopes fade like distant stars. I've carried burdens near and far. I've watched good plans fall apart and felt the weight upon my heart. But every time I faced defeat, I found the strength beneath my feet. The road may change, the road may bend, but determination doesn't end. The coldest nights I've ever known taught me how to stand alone. And every storm I made it through, added fuel to what I knew. Keep the fire burning bright through the darkness of the night. When the winds begin to rise, don't let them steal your inner light. Keep the fire, hold it close when you need it the most. Every dream worth fighting for starts with keeping the fire warm. The old campfire beside the trail still glowed against the evening gale. A simple flame, small but strong, holding on the whole night long. And looking at that steady light, I saw a lesson burning bright. It doesn't matter how small you start, as long as you protect your heart. May tell you to let go, to give up when progress feels slow. But every mountain ever climbed was conquered one step at a time. The strongest flames are not the ones that burst and fade before they're done. They're the ones that quietly stay and guide you through another day. The stars shine high above the plains. The fire dances through the wind again. And though tomorrow can't be seen, I know what perseverance means. One small spark, one steady flame can light 1,000 miles the same. shades of gray. Another bill on the table, another price to pay. The coffee's gone cold in a chipped old cup, and the weight of the world keeps piling up. The tires on my truck sing a worn-out tune, down roads I've traveled beneath the moon. Some days feel longer than they should, but I keep moving the best I could. I've seen the clouds hang low for weeks. I felt the silence when hope won't speak. Still there's a voice somewhere inside telling me not to leave this fight. These are heavy days, carrying burdens through the haze. The wind gets cold, the road gets rough, but quitting now ain't good enough. Heavy days, nothing comes easy anyway. So I hold on through the darkest phase and keep walking through these heavy days. The fields don't care about my fears. The seasons keep turning year by year. The sun still rises over the hills, no matter how stubborn the world can feel. I've watched good people lose their way. I've watched dreams fade and drift away. But every scar beneath this skin reminds me where I've already been. The night's been long, I won't pretend, but every road will find its end. And somewhere past these miles of doubt, a better day is waiting out. These are heavy days, carrying burdens through the haze. The wind gets cold, the road gets rough, but quitting now ain't good enough. Heavy days, nothing comes easy anyway. So I hold on through the darkest phase and keep walking through these heavy days. I've stood alone in the pouring rain, questioning every ounce of pain, wondering if the climb was worth all the miles I've crossed on this earth. But mountains don't move for wishing hands, and rivers don't stop for broken plans. So I learned to bend, I learned to wait, and trust the timing of my fate. Every cracked road, every sleepless night, every wrong turn taught me how to fight. Every setback left a mark somehow, but those marks are what I'm standing on now. The story ain't over, not even close. There's still a fire beneath this coat, and though the journey takes its toll, the hard years haven't claimed my soul. But I won't let them steal my faith. Heavy days, I've come too far to fade away. One step more is all it takes to find the light beyond these heavy days. dawn arrives in quiet ways, beyond the shadow of heavy days. And though the road still stretches on, I know I'm stronger than I was before. 1 mile, 1 breath, 1 choice, 1 way. That's how I made it through these heavy days.
The sun was barely touching dawn when I pulled my old work boots on. Another day, another climb, another test of heart and mind. The gravel road stretched out ahead with 1,000 thoughts inside my head. Some said slow down, some said quit, but I wasn't ready for that yet. I've come too far to turn around, too many dreams still left unfound, and every mile I leave behind gives me strength for one more time. Just another mile, another mile, another reason to keep this fire alive. The road gets rough, the road gets wild, but I keep moving mile by mile. Another mile, another mile. The horizon waits beyond the trial, one step closer than yesterday. That's enough to light my way. The wind was cold across the plain, bringing dust and hints of rain. The fields were quiet, still and wide, like they were watching from the side. I've had days that knocked me down, days I felt I might just drown, but every time I found my feet and pushed ahead through the defeat. The world won't hand you victory, you earn it through adversity. And every challenge on the road teaches how much strength you hold. Just another mile, another mile, another reason to keep this fire alive. The road gets rough, the road gets wild, but I keep moving mile by mile. Another mile, another mile. The horizon waits beyond the trial, one step closer than yesterday. That's enough to light my way. I've seen old fences leaning low, still standing after years of snow. I've seen rivers carved through stone by never leaving that course alone. And that's a lesson I hold tight when the future slips from sight. Keep moving forward, don't stand still. Trust the journey, trust your will. Maybe I won't have all the answers, maybe I won't always understand, Spent too many years looking back, following old footprints on a fading track, holding on to things I couldn't change, waiting for the world to rearrange. The clock kept moving, the seasons turned, while old regrets continued to burn. But somewhere deep inside my soul, a voice kept telling me to let it go. You can't rewrite yesterday, you can't make the past remain, but you can choose the road ahead and where your footsteps will be led. I'm standing still no more, not like I did before. The weight I've carried all these years won't keep me frozen here. Standing still no more, I've opened up the door to better days and open skies and the dreams I left behind. The old highway stretched beneath the moon like it was singing a familiar tune. Every mile seemed to whisper low, keep moving on, don't lose your hope. I've made mistakes, I've lost my way, I've had my share of darker days, but every lesson along the line helped shape this heart and sharpen my mind. The road is long, the road is wide, but fear no longer rides beside. The only thing I need to know is forward is the way to go. I'm standing still no more, not like I did before. The weight I've carried all these years won't keep me frozen here. Standing still no more, I've opened up the door to better days and open skies and the dreams I left behind. Dawn broke over the distant hills, golden light through weathered fields. It felt like more than just a sunrise, it felt like seeing through new eyes. The future may be hard to see, but uncertainty won't stop me, because every journey worth the climb begins with leaving fear behind. No more waiting for the perfect day, no more hoping problems fade away, no more living in the shadows of doubt. It's time to find what life's about. Every road begins with one small step, and every dream starts with a breath. The hardest part is choosing when to finally begin again. Not a destination far away, but the courage to face each day. Standing still no more, my spirit starts to soar through every challenge yet to come. I'll keep moving toward the sun. The horizon stretches wide and clear, far beyond the doubts and fears. And though I don't know what's in store, I know one thing for sure: I'm standing still no more. The sun came up, but it felt the same. Another long day, another uphill climb again. bills kept stacking on the kitchen shelf, and nobody was coming to help. The road outside wore a coat of dust, just like the dreams I refused to give up. I walk through valleys dark and cold, still chasing stories that ain't been told. Wind keeps pushing against my back, trying to pull me off my track. But every mile I've traveled through reminds me what I'm fighting for. There's dust on my boots, scars on my hands, built from the weight of life's demands. I've been knocked down more times than a few, but I keep moving with dust on my boots. The night gets long and the sky turns gray, still I believe there's a better day. One step forward is all I choose, so I keep walking with dust on my boots. I've seen hard years leave their mark like old fence posts standing in the dark. I've watched good plans fall apart and felt disappointment hitting my heart. But every storm that crossed my way left a lesson that still remains. Learn real strength when hope gets thin, still decide not to give in. The road ain't fair, that's nothing new, but neither is a will to push on through. The harder climb, the sweeter the view, waiting somewhere beyond the blue. There's dust on my boots, scars on my hands, built from the weight of life's demands. I've been knocked down more times than a few, but I keep moving with dust on my boots. The night gets long and the sky turns gray, still I believe there's a better day. One step forward is all I choose, so I keep walking with dust on my boots. The desert wind whispers through the pines, saying nothing worth having comes easy in time. Every setback, every delay helps shape the man I am today. The horizon calls from far away, and I still hear what it has to say. Keep your eyes up, keep your faith, and meet tomorrow face to face. I've carried burdens nobody could see, hid beneath my sleeves and dreams, but every challenge helped me grow, stronger than the man I used to know. The world may bend, but I won't break. Not while there's another step to take, not while there's another dawn waiting somewhere further on. There's dust on my boots, fire inside, a stubborn heart that won't be denied. The road behind tells what I've been through, road ahead says, keep pushing through. The clouds may gather, the winds may rise, but they can't take away these dreams of mine. As long as there's a path to choose, I'll keep walking with dust on my boots. The moon hangs low above the plains, and tomorrow's waiting beyond the rain. I've come too far to turn around now. Some way, somehow, with every mile and every truth, I'll leave my mark with dust on my boots. The earth was dry beneath my feet, cracked and worn from summer heat. Nothing came easy from this land, it demanded sweat from every hand. I've spent my days beneath the sun, working long after daylight was done. Some dreams grow slow, some barely show, but they're worth more than gold, I know. The harder the soil, the deeper the roots, the tougher the road, the stronger the truth. I've learned that nothing built to last comes from taking the easy path. I'm planting hope in hard ground where others said it couldn't be found. Through the dust, through the doubt, I'm still finding my way somehow. Hard ground beneath my boots, hard lessons, harder truths, but every seed of faith I've sown grows stronger than I've ever known. The clouds rolled by without a drop. There were times I thought the rain would never come. The waiting felt longer every year, yet I refused to live in fear. I've seen people walk away when the harvest seemed too far away, but something deep inside my soul wouldn't let me lose control. Patience is a heavy load when you're standing on an empty road, but every season has its day and every winter fades away. I'm planting hope in hard ground where others said it couldn't be found. Through the dust, through the doubt, I'm still finding my way somehow. Hard ground beneath my boots, hard lessons, harder truths, but every seed of faith I've sown grows stronger than I've ever known. The old fields taught me how to wait, how to trust despite the weight, how to keep believing when nothing seems to happen then, because roots grow hidden underground long before they're ever found. And sometimes life's the very same, progress comes before the change. I've carried burdens, I've carried dreams, I've stood where giving up seemed easy, but every mile and every scar helped reveal who we truly are. The strongest harvest often rise from years beneath uncertain skies, and every struggle left behind becomes a victory in time.
stronger than stone. The evening settles on the plains, a dry earth waits for coming rain. And though tomorrow's still unknown, I'll keep planting what I've sown. Because someday these fields will show the strength it took to make them grow. Headlights cut through the midnight haze. I've been counting miles and counting days. The map is worn, the tank ain't full, but something keeps me moving still. The desert wind calls out my name like it's known every loss and every pain. The road stretches farther than I can see, yet somehow it keeps calling me. I've stumbled over rocky ground, I've lost my way and turned around, but every lesson carved in stone has helped me stand here on my own. There's a long road ahead, a long road ahead, with dreams still alive and words unsaid. The climb gets hard, the nights get cold, but I won't trade this heart for gold. A long road ahead, a long road ahead, past every fear that's filled my head. One more mile, one more sunrise, that's how a stronger man survives. The old tires hum their steady song, reminding me to carry on. The years have left their dust and scars like faded signs beneath the stars. I've watched chances come and go like rivers after melting snow, but every ending that I've seen made room for something in between. The easy path was never mine, I've earned each inch I've paid in time. And though the future's hard to read, I trust the road beneath my feet. There's a long road ahead, a long road ahead, with dreams still alive and words unsaid. The climb gets hard, the nights get cold, but I won't trade this heart for gold. A long road ahead, a long road ahead, past every fear that's filled my head. One more mile, one more sunrise, that's how a stronger man survives. The mountains wait beyond the plains, silent through the wind and rain. They've stood for ages, tall and proud, unmoved by storms or thunder clouds. I take that lesson as my own, to stand my ground when hope feels gone, to keep believing through the dark and guard the fire within my heart. Every road has bends and turns, every soul has things to learn. Every burden, every test can bring out someone's very best. I may be tired, I may be worn, but I've made it through every storm. And if tomorrow brings another one, I'll face it with the rising sun.
There's a
hangs low, the stars shine bright, guiding me through another night. The road is long, the road is true, and I keep walking it through and through. No matter what lies up ahead, I'll keep moving down this long road ahead.
Dark clouds gathered over the ridge, shadows stretched across the bridge. The wind came hard across the land, like it had a score to settle again. The radio cracked with warnings low, saying rougher weather's on the road. But I've seen enough of life to know you can't outrun every storm. Some nights test what you're made of, some days demand a little more. When the world tries to shake your ground, you find what you're standing for. I'm weathering the storm tonight, holding steady through the fight. The rain may fall, the thunder roll, but it won't break this stubborn soul. Weathering the storm tonight, keeping faith within my sight. The skies may darken overhead, but hope is stronger than the dread. The old barn groaned beneath the rain, just like hearts that carry pain. The fields disappeared behind the gray, yet I knew the sun hadn't gone away. I've had dreams washed down the drain, I've carried disappointment and strain, but every loss that crossed my way couldn't make me fade away. The strongest trees I've ever known were shaped by winds that fiercely blew, and every scar I've gathered here reminds me what I made it through. I'm weathering the storm tonight, holding steady through the fight. The rain may fall, the thunder roll, but it won't break this stubborn soul. Weathering the storm tonight, keeping faith within my sight. The skies may darken overhead, but hope is stronger than the dread. Lightning flashed beyond the hills, the valley echoed cold and still. But somewhere in that distant light was proof the darkness doesn't win. Every challenge leaves its mark, like a lantern glowing in the dark, guiding weary travelers home when they feel they're all alone. The storm won't stay forever, the clouds can't own the sky. Even the longest night must end and make way for morning light. That's the promise I hold close when the road feels hard and long. The rain may beat against the roof, but it only makes me strong. Weathering the storm tonight, keeping faith within my sight. The skies may darken overhead, but hope is stronger than the dread. The strongest trees I've ever known were shaped by winds that fiercely blew, and every scar I've gathered here reminds me what I made it through. I'm weathering the storm tonight, holding steady through the fight. The rain may fall, the thunder roll, but it won't break this stubborn soul. Weathering the storm tonight, keeping faith within my sight. The skies may darken overhead, but hope is stronger than the dread. The strongest trees I've ever known were shaped by winds that fiercely blew, and every scar I've gathered here reminds me what I made it through. I'm weathering the storm tonight, keeping faith within my sight. The skies may darken overhead, but hope is stronger than the dread.
your dawn is on its way beyond the storm, beyond the grave. The rain begins to fade at last. The hardest part is finally past. A quiet sky starts breaking through, painting everything anew. And I know, just like before, I'll be ready for whatever comes once more.
Came hard across the plains, carrying dust and no remains. It pushed against my chest all day, like it was trying to block my way. The sky was gray, the air was cold, another challenge to endure and hold. But every step I took ahead was one more step beyond the dread. The harder the wind, the stronger I lean, the tougher the road, the clearer the dream. I've learned the world won't slow for me, so I keep moving steadily. I'm walking against the wind, again and again. The storm may rise, the road may bend, but I won't break, I won't give in. Against the wind, through thick and thin, every mile makes me stronger than I've ever been. The old windmill on the hill stood tall, weathered through decades, through it all. Its blades kept turning without complaint, never asking life to be easy or quaint. I saw myself within that frame, still turning through the loss and pain, still finding reasons every day to keep my feet upon this way. I've had my doubts, I've had my fears, I've carried burdens through the years, but every trial taught me this: strength is born from persistence. I'm walking against the wind, again and again. The storm may rise, the road may bend, but I won't break, I won't give in. Against the wind, through thick and thin, every mile makes me stronger than I've ever been. The sun broke through the clouded sky just for a moment passing by, but that was all I needed then. A reminder storms don't always win. The darkest nights I've journeyed through have always given way to blue, and every challenge left behind added grit to heart and mind. Life won't always play fair, sometimes the load is hard to bear, sometimes the answers never come, and the battle isn't won, but courage isn't never falling down. It's getting up when you're on the ground and taking one more step ahead, no matter what the world has said.
Dust and shadows across the sand, and though the wind still calls my name, I'll keep walking just the same. Against the wind, strong and true, there's still a road to follow through. The morning broke through heavy clouds. The world was waking, cold and loud. Another burden on my back, another mile down a winding track. The years have left their weight on me like old oak branches in a storm-tossed tree. But I've learned something through the strain. You don't grow strong by avoiding pain. The road gets steep, the road gets long, but giving up has never felt right. There's a fire buried deep inside that keeps on burning through the night. I'm carrying the load, carrying the load, through the rain and through the cold. Some days bend me, some days bruise, but I won't let this spirit lose. Carrying the load, carrying the load, with tired hands and a heart of gold. The weight is heavy, that much is true, but I'll keep carrying the load on through. The fields were bare beneath the sky. A lonely hawk was flying high. The wind kept singing its old refrain of hard-earned lessons and steady change. I've seen plans crumble into dust, watched good luck fade and leave rust. Still every setback taught me this: a stronger man can rise from it. No easy road was meant for me, no shortcut through adversity. The struggle carved these lines I wear and taught me how to persevere. I'm carrying the load, carrying the load, through the rain and through the cold. Some days bend me, some days bruise, but I won't let this spirit lose. Carrying the load, carrying the load, with tired hands and a heart of gold. The weight is heavy, that much is true, but I'll keep carrying the load on through. There were nights I doubted every dream, wondered what all this hardship means. But dawn keeps rising all the same, calling me forward once again. The mountain doesn't fear the snow, the river never stops its flow, and neither will this stubborn soul until it reaches where it's meant to go. Every burden has a lesson, every trial leaves a sign, every challenge builds a backbone, one hard day at a time. I may not have all the answers, but I've learned enough to know the strongest hearts are often found beneath the heaviest loads. pain. And though the path is hard to see, I know tomorrow waits for me. So I'll keep moving, strong and slow, still carrying the load. Through sweat and weathered tears, worked the fields and turned the soil, paid their dues through honest toil. The lines they carry tell the truth of long days spent chasing proof that hard work still means something here, even when the road ain't clear. Every callus, every scar shows me just how far I've come. Nothing worth keeping in this life ever came from standing still. These worn hands still hold the line through the hard days and the trying times that carried burdens, that carried dreams, built a life from in between. Worn hands, steady and strong, holding on when things go wrong. And though the years have left their mark, there's still a fire within this heart. Watch the seasons rise and fall, seen old bonds weather through it all. Watch the rivers cut through stone by never giving up their course alone. Life has tested what I believe more than these eyes would ever need. But every challenge taught me this: strength is found in persistence. The world keeps turning day by day, no matter what stands in the way. And every sunrise seems to say, keep moving forward anyway. These worn hands still hold the line through the hard days and the trying times, that carried burdens, that carried dreams, built a life from in between. Worn hands, steady and strong, holding on when things go wrong. And though the years have left their mark, there's still a fire within this heart. Box by the shed holds memories of roads I've tread. Every dent and every stain reminds me what I had to gain. Nothing easy ever stayed, nothing lasting ever came without patience, faith, and time, and a willingness to climb. I've learned that life won't always bend to every hope or every plan, but character is built each day by choosing not to walk away. The strongest people I've ever known were not the ones who stood alone. They simply kept on showing up when times were hard and days were tough.
of where I've been. The evening settles on the land, moonlight shining on these hands. And though tomorrow's still unknown, I've built enough strength to carry on. These worn hands may show my age, but they still turn another page. Tapped softly on the roof, like it had something to prove. The sky was dark, the road was mud, and nothing seemed to be enough. I sat alone beside the window pane, watching memories run with the rain, thinking of all the roads I've crossed and all the things I thought I'd lost. Some lessons come the easy way, others arrive through harder days. And every drop that hits the ground carries wisdom without a sound. I've learned my lessons in the rain, through disappointment, through the pain. The clouds may hide the sun above, but they can't wash away my hope. Lessons in the rain, lessons in the rain. Nothing worth keeping comes without strain. Every storm leaves something behind, a stronger heart and a clearer mind. The fields outside were soaked and still, the creek ran fast beyond the hill. The world looked different through the gray, yet somehow beautiful that way. I've had dreams drift far downstream and watched reality challenge me, but every setback helped me see what truly mattered most to me. The rain don't ask if you're prepared, it simply falls because it's there. And life can be the very same, testing us again and again. I've learned my lessons in the rain, through disappointment, through the pain. The clouds may hide the sun above, but they can't wash away my hope. Lessons in the rain, lessons in the rain. Nothing worth keeping comes without strain. Every storm leaves something behind, a stronger heart and a clearer mind. Beyond the gate turned into rivers after days. Yet when the water finally passed, the ground emerged renewed at last. That's when I understood the truth. Growth often hides beneath the blue, and sometimes what feels like delay is preparation for a better day. Every storm has something to teach, if you're willing to listen and believe. The rain can nourish, the rain can test, and bring out your very best. It isn't meant to pull you down, it's meant to help your roots hold ground. So when the thunder fills the sky, remember why you still try. and I wouldn't trade them for easier days. The clouds may come, the winds may rise, but they help me open my eyes. Lessons in the rain, lessons in the rain. Every struggle carries a gain, and every storm I've journeyed through made me stronger, made me true. The rain slows down, the night grows calm, a quiet peace settles on the farm. And as the clouds begin to part, I carry those lessons within my heart. The alarm went off before the dawn. Another working day was coming on. The floor was cold beneath my feet, and yesterday still felt incomplete. The mirror showed a tired face, a man still running in the same old race. But somewhere in the quiet blue, a brand new morning was breaking through. I've carried doubts I couldn't hide, I walked with fear right by my side. But every night I've made it through has led me here to something new. One more sunrise over the hill, one more chance to chase my will. The road gets rough, the climb gets steep, but dreams are promises I keep. One more sunrise in the sky, one more reason not to say goodbye. The world may test me every day, but I won't let it stand in my way. Truck rattled down the lane, past fields still wet from last night's rain. The clouds were hanging dark and low, but I had somewhere I had to go. The miles stretched out beyond my sight, yet I kept driving toward the light. I've learned that hope can sometimes hide just beyond the place where people quit and turn aside. The hard years left their marks on me, but scars are proof of victory. Every step that brought me pain taught me how to rise again. One more sunrise over the hill, one more chance to chase my will. The road gets rough, the climb gets steep, but dreams are promises I keep. One more sunrise in the sky, one more reason not to say goodbye. The world may test me every day, but I won't let it stand in my way. There were moments when the weight was strong, when every mile felt twice as long, when giving up seemed easier than pushing through another year. But storms don't last forevermore, and locked up hearts can find a door. I've seen enough to understand the strongest roots grow deep in stubborn land. The plains, the clouds may gather bringing rain, but every dawn I've ever known has found a way to brightly show that darkness never
truly stays. No matter how long seem the days, the sun returns without a sound and paints new gold across the ground. And I will walk it with my faith. The morning spreads across the land, a gentle light, a steady hand. And though tomorrow's not in sight, I'll meet it when the time is right. One more sunrise, calm and true, reminds me what I meant to do. Keep moving forward, mile by mile, and greet the day with one more smile.
Winter wind came rolling in, cutting deep beneath my skin. The fields were bare, the trees stood still, frost covered every distant hill. The sky hung low, a steel gray sea, but the road kept stretching out for me. I faced enough to understand you don't grow strong on easy land. The cold can bite, the cold can sting, it tests the strength of everything. But every storm I've made it through has left me tougher than I knew. I'm making my way through the cold, holding on, refusing to fold. The wind may howl, the night may fall, but I won't stop for it at all. Through the cold, with a stubborn heart and a steady soul. One more mile, one more day, that's how I find my way. The old truck groaned along the road, carrying another heavy load. The miles were long, the fuel ran low. Still there were places left to go. I've watched the seasons come and leave, and learned not everything is guaranteed. Sometimes all you've got is faith and the courage not to break. The darkest nights can cloud your sight, but stars still shine beyond the night. And somewhere past the freezing rain, the sun is waiting once again. I'm making my way through the cold, holding on, refusing to fold. The wind may howl, the night may fall, but I won't stop for it at all. Through the cold, with a stubborn heart and a steady soul. One more mile, one more day, that's how I find my way. The mountains stood against the sky like silent giants standing high. They didn't bend beneath the snow, and neither would this soul below. Every hardship, every strain, every loss and every pain built a backbone strong enough to keep moving when life gets tough. I've seen enough to know it's true. The hardest roads can change you, not by breaking who you are, but by showing how strong you are. Every challenge leaves a mark, like a lantern in the dark, guiding you when hope seems small, reminding you to stand up tall. Making my way through the cold, stronger now, stronger than old. The storms may come, the winds may blow, but they can't stop where I will go. Through the cold, with faith worth more than silver or gold. One more sunrise waits for me beyond the cold. I'll finally see. Through the frozen gray, chasing the longest night away. And though the journey isn't through, I've learned what perseverance can do. One more step, one more go. That's how I made it through the cold. Sun broke through the haze, lighting up another working day. Dust rose high behind my wheels, like a record of the way life feels. The road was rough, the road was long, but turning back it always felt wrong. I've learned that nothing worth the climb comes without sacrificing time. The wind can push, the wind can pull, the world can test your will, but there's a strength inside the heart that refuses to stand still. It's dust and determination that's carried me through every situation. When the road gets hard and the odds aren't fair, I keep moving because I still care. Dust and determination, more powerful than hesitation. One step forward, that's the rule. Dust and determination pull me through. Watched old fences lean and bend, yet somehow they still stand in the end. I've seen rivers carved through stone by staying true to the path they've known. Those lessons never leave my mind when life
gets heavy and unkind, because strength isn't found in ease, it's built through uncertainty. The darkest skies I've ever seen couldn't stop me chasing dreams, and every mile behind my back reminds me I can stay on track. It's dust and determination that's carried me through every situation. When the road gets hard and the odds aren't fair, I keep moving because I still care. Dust and determination, more powerful than hesitation. One step forward, that's the rule. Dust and determination pull me through. The desert stretched beyond my sight, beneath a blanket of fading light. There were moments I felt small, standing against it all. But mountains weren't built in a day, and neither are lives that find their way. Every challenge, every test can bring out your very best. The road doesn't promise victory, the world doesn't guarantee that every plan will work out right, or every dream survive the night. But what matters in the end is finding strength to rise again, because perseverance leaves a mark that shines brightest in the dark. The winds may howl, the storms may grow, but they can't stop where I will go. Dust and determination, the fuel behind my destination. Every mile becomes the proof of what determination can do. The dust settles softly on the trail, the stars emerge beyond the veil, and though tomorrow remains unknown, I'll keep moving on my own, with grit enough to see it through. Dust and determination will do.